Everybody, my name is Jaden Torres, an athletic professional here at Cerritos High School. Today I'm going to be going over a shoulder injury with one of our weightlifters here. His name is Christian Kim. Christian came up to me with a shoulder injury regarding extreme soreness as well as tightness in his left shoulder. So today we're going to be running through some tests to really break down what his injury is. I'm going to be running through some range of motion tests, some strength tests, and after I evaluate my results from those tests, I'm going to be going into some special tests to break down his shoulder and see what his injury truly is. So, so Christian's mechanism of injury was that during one of his weightlifting competitions, he was trying to overhead press dumbbells he doesn't normally overhead press, causing him to, at the end of his movement, to go into hyperflexion. So we're going to be starting some passive range of motion tests on Christian to really see the range of motion between his healthy shoulder and the injured shoulder. So we're going to start with the healthy shoulder first, and then we're going to move on to the injured shoulder. So first we're going to do flexion. So flexion looks like this. You're going to go all the way up here. Not too bad, right? And then extension all the way back. Okay, for the injured shoulder, try not to force it too much. We kind of just want to see where the pain ends up leading your arm. So let's try flexion on the injured shoulder. Okay, so that's about 90 degrees. Now let's try extension. Not as bad. Okay, let's try adduction.
Okay, go ahead.
So now we're going to do abduction and adduction. For abduction, you want to keep your thumb pointing forward, and then you're going to raise it all the way up. Good? All the way down. Now adduction, try not to pivot your shoulders too much. We're just trying to isolate that shoulder. Cool. Almost a little bit down. So we're going to go from here to here. Not too bad. So for your injured shoulder, we don't want to force it too much, so try abduction. Oh, that one really hurts?
Yeah, it's doing that.
Okay, so try adduction. Not too bad, adduction.
This is not too bad.
Okay, go ahead.
So now we're going to be going into some external and internal rotation, so I'm going to have you sit down. So for this one, I want you to keep your elbow at 90 degrees, and then we're going to start with internal first. So we're going to bring it in. Cool. And now for external, of course, we're going to bring it out. Okay, now let's try your left injured shoulder. Try internal. No bad, no sore.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so let's try external now. A lot of pain.
Yeah, I can't move it too much.
So for passive range of motion, I saw that Christian has severe pain in flexion, abduction, and external rotation. So to further diagnose the severity of Christian's injury, we're going to be running through some strength tests. So first, we're going to be running through flexion and extension. So can you put your arms in like that? So don't let me push down. That was a little hard. Okay, so don't let me push up. All right. Now we're going to test his internal and external strength. So first internal, do not let me push out. Okay, good job. Now don't let me push in. Ooh, okay. You going?
Yeah, go ahead.
So now we're going to do an abduction strength test. However, as we saw in active range of motion, Christian really had a hard time with abduction. So Christian, when I raise your elbow up, I want you to tell me when to stop when the pain becomes too severe. So I'm going to bring it up. Ah! So right there?
Yeah.
Because our athlete experienced severe pain barely raising up his shoulder in abduction, we're not going to go through with the test. So now for the empty can test, I'm going to help you get into this one. So you're going to raise your arms up. If it's too much pain, you can tell me. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, now we're going to rotate inward a little bit and a little bit out. So your job is to not let me press down, okay?
All right.
All right, ready? A lot of pain?
Yeah, a little
All right,
bit.
let's come back down. After doing some simple active range of motion tests as well as strength tests, now we're going to do some special tests to narrow down what injury Christian may truly have. So for the first special test, we're going to be doing the acromyoclavicular test or the AC joint test. So first I'm going to go like this. So if there's any pain, feel free to stop me. Any pain there?
No, not really.
So that was negative. Now we're going to do the sulcus test to test the GH joint. So just bear with me here. Ah! Okay. After some active range of motion tests, strength tests, and special tests, I've concluded that Christian has a GH joint sprain. The reason being is because movements like abduction as well as external rotation seemed to be a-okay. But when we got into even a little bit of flexion and abduction, he had experienced extreme pain.